Welcome to the Relativity Objects and Home Mode video. My name is Kim, and I'm part of the Relativity training team. Objects are the building blocks of relativity. They store information and can create or extend relativity workflows when linked with other objects. This diagram represents the standard objects that make up the relativity platform. As you can see, there are two types of objects: admin objects and workspace objects. Objects may seem complicated, but they're simple to use. In fact, if you've spent any time in Relativity, you've likely used them already. Let's hop into Relativity and look at the admin objects first. We're logged into Relativity and are currently viewing the home page. Relativity Home is like the base camp of Relativity. In Home mode, we have access to admin objects, like clients, matters, and users, which are all represented in Relativity as tabs and subtabs. For example, if I navigate to the Users tab or object, I can see information for all users in my Relativity instance. Likewise, if I navigate to the Matters object, I find the cases or disputes that my organization is working on. In the object diagram, client and matter are connected. That's because the link between these two objects makes up part of a standard workflow in Relativity. Anytime I create a new matter in Relativity, I'm required to link that matter to the client or organization that the dispute is associated with. Now, how would I find my Relativity workspaces? You guessed it, by navigating to my Workspaces tab. The Workspaces tab houses all the available workspaces in this instance. Let's click into a workspace and take a quick look at the workspace objects we saw in our diagram earlier. Like Home mode, our workspace has a series of tabs representing our workspace objects. For example, the Documents object stores all of this workspace's documents, while the Fields tab stores all the available fields in this workspace. System objects, like the ones displayed here, are predefined and load during installation. However, you can also create your own objects to store custom information. Easy, right? Now that you understand objects, let's go back to Relativity Home. I can navigate back to Home by clicking the Relativity logo here, or I can also use my User drop-down menu and select the Home link. Depending on your Relativity permissions, you may see one or many tabs in Relativity Home. System administrators can use Home to monitor a Relativity instance and perform other administrative duties, like assigning user permissions, tracking productions in various workspaces, or setting maintenance alerts. As you can see, our default object is Workspaces. Anytime we navigate back to Home, our workspaces will display. You can set the default to be any admin object. In the upper right, you'll find useful tools like Favorites, the User dropdown, and Quick Nav. See our Getting Started in Relativity tutorial for more information on each of these features. One of the most important tabs or objects available in Relativity Home is the Instance Details tab. From here, you can see any alerts in your instance and how many users are currently logged into Relativity or enabled for access. You can also set group security and monitor various queues, like productions or OCR queues, across multiple workspaces in Relativity. Finally, you can set an instance-wide message that will display anytime a user logs in. This is a great way to let your users know about important Relativity information, such as outages or maintenance windows. Another way you can manage your queues is from the Queue Management tab. From here, you can see which jobs are running in each queue, and change the priority of jobs. The Applications and Scripts tab also gives you access to standard scripts and applications that you can use within Relativity. That brings us to the end of this lesson. You should now have a better understanding of Relativity objects and Home mode. If you want to learn more, visit our documentation site at help.relativity.com. Thanks for joining me.